turn it on, and then you take your finger and slide it across like that to get to. Probably seen most of the standard icons, and the latest thing is the iTunes icon, which we'll talk about in a minute, but that's the one that's down here in the lower right hand corner. And so what I thought I would do, since it is a phone, is go ahead and start by talking a little bit about the phone itself. And to get started using it at the top and 4 across the bottom. So you tap the phone to your computer.
Could you set up your account in advance before you change and buy the phone?
No, everything is done on screen, and it's on that. Now I've got just one page full of favorites on here, and these are the people that I call the most often, and sometimes I'll need to call that person at home or at work. And so in the case of voicemail, and that's the last button on the right, so you tap on that. I should have left some on here so that I could show you guys, but let's just say that Carol Walker and Marilyn Lott and 2 or 3 other people had left me voice messages. If I had a whole screen full of voice messages on here, I could tap one of them and listen to that message just by tapping number 1 or whatever. You can do that. But the other thing is that these are nice big numbers. I keep thinking that I need to turn it around and show you, but it's up there on the screen. These are nice big numbers. They're easy to see in the dark or wherever you happen to be. So you just punch in the numbers and then hit the green call button. Talking about an application, like I'm going to go over to email. You know, if a question comes up, go ahead and interrupt me and ask the question. But what I was going to show you is this is an example of how gorgeous and clear and sharp a photo attachment looks like on the iPhone. The first time I saw an image where it says inbox, and then if you go back one more level, this is going to show your inbox. It's important, and it's something that I need to forward to somebody at the office, or I need it on my computer. Then, like he said, what I would do is I'd tap the email, and then I would come down here to the little arrow here, which is the second one from the right, and then I would tap the forward button, and I would just forward it to my office. That would be the quickest way to get your keyboard at the bottom, and it says new message. So what you can do is there's a little plus sign up here to the right of the 2 line. If you hit that plus button, it brings up your contacts. So you pick out somebody that you want to send an email to and tap their name. It pops it in there. If you want to send it to a second person, you just hit that thing again and pop the name in there. Now you got 2 names up there. If you want to CC somebody, you put your finger on the CC line, and of course you get another plus sign, and you could put some people there. Then you tap on the subject line, and then you're ready to type. And that takes a little getting used to. You have to kind of get used to where that little middle part of your finger is. On the foot, they would call it like the ball of the foot or whatever. Whatever that little center point of the finger is, you have to sort of get used to that. And so if you're just going to do like an H-I and say hi, and then you can hit the little numeric thing down here and just hold it. You hold your finger on there. You slide it over to where the comma is. Then you let go of that comma. And then it takes you right back to the alpha keyboard. And that'll work with $ signs, it will work with numbers, it will work with exclamation points, apostrophes, it will work with anything. And it's just the handiest thing. And why it's an undocumented feature, I don't know, because it should. And then I want to look at CNN, I'll just tap on CNN. And since we don't have Wi-Fi here, it's going to take a little bit longer, but it'll come up.
Is the edge coverage around the San Antonio, Austin area pretty good, so you can get the edge connection?
Browser. Now, I can't read that, and you guys wouldn't be able to either. Tap like that picture, and it's going to bring up a much bigger text. Step out.
Well, 3G is very popular in Europe, so they're pretty much going to have to.
Does it sync with your car real well?
Sell them over there.
I don't have a,
Supposedly the first 3G release.
I don't have a car, so I'm not a good person to ask.
It's on the.
Is this, yeah, it's remembering some stuff that I did earlier. So www dot, and then if I were to put like in, will get me to the Apple store in Austin. And notice how it's got that phone number on there. I'm gonna try. Yep. And then, so there's, I just tapped it and it says cancel or it says call. So if I were to punch the call button, it would call the Austin Apple Store. So it magically converts it over to the cover flow, which is really cool. So you take your finger and you just kind of slide it across here and you see that cover flow mode. You just tap that cover and it does a little flip over and there's all the songs that are on that album. You just pick out a song and tap it. So you're holding this little thing in your hand. You can watch a motion thing for the first time in a handheld Apple product, mobile product. They've got a full wide screen on there, and once again, you get nice quality color. And that's real easy to show you. You can bring in, and what I did was I just selected certain photo albums out of my iPhoto that I wanted to bring in. So if I tap on these Bluebonnet pictures and then I hit the what looks like a play button at the bottom, it automatically runs a slideshow. And it's just so easy to use. You just tap that button and all of a sudden you got a slideshow. And then if it's a landscape picture, you just rotate it and you see the picture in landscape mode. And it has a transition from one to the other. These are all Bluebonnets north of Austin, or west of Austin, I guess, back in the spring. All these recent YouTubes, and you just scroll through them. And
Can you show what's on that iTunes?
I should, because that's the newest feature. So you tap on that, and this came out with this 1.1.1 update. You can now purchase songs